Let me tell you about Sarah. 3 months ago, she was stuck in a job she hated, drowning in student debt, and living in a tiny apartment she could barely afford. One night, after another rough day at work, she stumbled across a technique I'm about to share with you. Fast forward to today, Sarah runs her own consulting business, paid off half her debt, and moved into her dream apartment overlooking the city. The crazy part? It all started with just 60 minutes of her time. But Sarah's story isn't unique. Last month, I received an email from David, a high school teacher who used this same technique to completely transform his classroom environment. He was dealing with disruptive students, low test scores, and was honestly thinking about quitting teaching altogether. After applying what I'm about to show you, his classroom became one of the most engaged in the school. His students' test scores improved by 40%, and he finally remembered why he fell in love with teaching in the first place. Before I explain how Sarah and David did it, hit that subscribe button because this channel is all about real techniques that create real changes. No fluff, no nonsense, just practical methods that work. I discovered this technique by accident while researching quantum physics for a college paper. What started as academic curiosity turned into something that changed my life and the lives of thousands of others. Stay until the end, because I'll show you exactly how to replicate these results yourself. The science behind reality shifting. Here's something wild. Scientists at top universities have proven that reality isn't fixed. That classic idea of one unchangeable timeline is outdated. Instead, we're living in what physicists call a multiverse, basically multiple versions of reality existing at the same time. Think about your morning coffee. When you decided between sugar or no sugar, both choices actually happened, just in different realities. Sounds crazy, right? But here's where it gets interesting. You can actually choose which reality you experience. Let me break this down with a real example. John was dead set on landing a specific job at Google. Instead of just sending applications, he used this technique to tap into the version of reality where he already had the job. 2 weeks later, he got a surprise call from a Google recruiter who found his profile by chance. That's not coincidence, that's quantum alignment. The thing about quantum physics is that it proves what ancient wisdom traditions have been saying for thousands of years: consciousness shapes reality. Your thoughts and beliefs aren't just abstract concepts floating in your head. They're actual forces that interact with the quantum field around us. Take Jessica's experience. She was a chronic overthinker who always saw the worst possible outcome in every situation. After learning about quantum reality shifting, she realized she wasn't just being pessimistic, she was actively tuning into realities where things went wrong. Once she understood this, she started consciously choosing different realities. Within weeks, her entire life experience changed. Opportunities seemed to appear out of nowhere, but they were always there, she just wasn't tuned into them before. The reality shift method. Let's get into the actual technique. I'm going to teach you the exact same method Sarah, John, and Jessica used, broken down into simple steps that anyone can follow. First, pick your target reality. But here's the trick: don't think about what you want. Instead, step into the scene where you already have it. Last week, Maria from our community was manifesting a new house. Instead of just picturing a house, she walked through it in her mind. She felt the smooth hardwood floors under her feet. She heard her kids laughing in the backyard. She even smelled fresh coffee brewing in her dream kitchen. But Maria didn't stop there. She noticed the morning light hitting her favorite reading chair just right. She felt the satisfaction of organizing her spice rack exactly how she wanted it. She experienced the joy of hosting her first dinner party in the spacious dining room. The more detailed she got, the more real it became. The key is making it real for your brain. Your mind can't tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. That's not just positive thinking, that's neuroscience. When you create a detailed sensory experience, your brain starts firing the same neurons it would if you were actually living that reality. Next, we add feeling. Not just emotion, but the actual physical sensation of having what you want. When John used this technique to manifest his successful business, he focused on the feeling of confidence in his chest, the relaxed shoulders of financial security, the smile that naturally comes with achievement. John specifically focused on how it felt to check his business bank account and see a healthy six-figure balance. He experienced the satisfaction of having a waiting list of clients. He felt the pride of being able to hire and mentor others. These weren't just daydreams, they were quantum coordinates he was tuning into. Dealing with roadblocks. Let's talk about what usually kills manifestation attempts: Doubt. You're going to have doubts. That's normal. But here's what nobody tells you: doubt can actually help you. When you feel doubt, it's showing you exactly what beliefs need to change. Take Lisa's story. When she started this process to manifest her dream relationship, every doubt that came up was like a map of her past relationship trauma. Instead of fighting these thoughts, she used them as guides. Each doubt showed her exactly what she needed to heal to make space for love. One particular doubt kept telling her she wasn't worthy of a healthy relationship. Instead of suppressing this thought, she explored it. She realized this belief came from watching her parents' troubled marriage. Once she identified the source, she could start shifting that reality too. The trick isn't to eliminate doubt. It's to keep going despite it. Think of doubt like bad weather: it might make the journey less comfortable, but it doesn't make it impossible. Remember Alex? He wanted to become a successful writer but kept hearing that voice saying nobody will read your work. Instead of letting that stop him, he used it as fuel. Every time doubt showed up, he wrote another page. Now his blog has over 100,000 monthly readers, and he's working on his second book. Making it stick. Here's where most people mess up: they think the 60-minute session is enough. It's not. That session is just the kickstart. The real work happens in the next few days and weeks. Take Mike's weight loss journey. After his quantum leap session, he didn't just wait for the pounds to magically disappear. He started making choices as if he was already fit and healthy. He took the stairs instead of the elevator. He naturally reached for water instead of soda. These weren't forced changes, they flowed naturally from his new reality alignment. You need to maintain the connection to your target reality. Spend 5 minutes each morning reconnecting with it. Make small decisions that align with it. Act as if you're already there. Rachel, a musician in our community, took this approach when manifesting her music career. Every morning, she'd take 5 minutes to feel what it was like to perform on stage. Throughout the day, she made decisions as if she was already a successful musician. She practiced consistently, networked genuinely, and put her music out there without fear. Within 6 months, she went from playing empty coffee shops to booking paid gigs at major venues. Let me be straight with you, this isn't magic. It's not going to work if you just watch this video and do nothing. But if you actually apply this technique, if you commit to that initial 60 minutes and follow through with the integration steps, you can create the kind of changes Sarah, John, and thousands of others have experienced. I want you to understand something important: every success story I've shared started exactly where you are right now, watching this video, maybe feeling skeptical, but willing to give it a try. They all faced the same doubts, the same challenges, and the same initial disbelief. The only difference between them and those who didn't succeed is that they took action. Leave a comment below with your target reality. Let our community support you. Share your doubts too. Remember, they're just signposts showing you what needs to shift. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you want more practical techniques like this. This is more than just another manifestation video, it's an invitation to step into the reality you deserve. I can't wait to hear your success stories in the comments below. See you in the next one.